So the video that I'm going to be talking about is the one that was titled Letter Names with Reese Kindergartner. So of course this is about a kindergartner who is working on learning the names of letters, which touches a lot on phonics. That's the main focus of the video, of course, but another part of the video was the teacher working on helping the student understand the difference between V and Y, which he struggled with. So one of the first things that the teacher did was sort of like the phonics assessments that we do, but it was a little different than like the activities that we did. So she had him sing the alphabet song, and by doing this, she was able to listen to any of the letters that he struggled with, and this would show which letters he would struggle with recognizing. And so after he sang the alphabet, he had him use a strategy that she called point and say, where he would point at each letter as he says them, and it was evident that he had trouble with the LMNOP part as well as saying the letter W, but with lots of work and practicing using point and say while he was singing, he eventually was able to name all the letters in the alphabet when he sang. The next thing that she mentioned and that the teacher mentioned in the video was explaining how it's important to teach the names of the letters ahead of time before actually teaching the sounds to the students, because a lot of times the names of letters have the sound of the letter, and some of them that she mentioned were like S, which has the S sound, and Z has a Z sound, and D has a D sound. But then she also explained that there were letters that don't do that, like W or Y, which obviously do not have that sound. After that, she worked with the student on differentiating different letters that he struggled on, and in this video she mainly focused on finding the differences between the letter V and the letter Y, as when you write those, they look very similar to each other, and this often confused the student. So she did an activity with flashcards. She was able to explain that a V had a point and a Y had a line, and by having the student practice saying that and going through flashcards, she was able to do various activities that eventually led to him understanding how to see that a V was a V and not a Y, and a Y was a Y and not a V. He was able to understand the difference between them. And one thing that I like that she said was that every student is different, and that it might take 25 times, it may take 250 times, it may take 1,000 times, but eventually the student will be able to do the thing that they are working on, as long as they keep practicing over and over again. So after I did that, I kind of looked for ideas for what I wanted to, like, fun activities to get students to read outside of the classroom. And although I did use an idea for both K through 5 and 6 through 9, I also added my own spin to it. So for kindergarten through 5th grade, I found the idea of mystery checkouts, which means you choose different books and wrap them up, and then the student can bring them home and they don't know what book they're getting, but it gives them a chance to read a new genre and get excited about not knowing what book they're going to read. And then I said to change it up a little, I could make it like a theme to the books, whether it's based on what is being taught in a certain class, or based on the time of year, like maybe a Halloween theme or something like that. And then for 6 through 9, I use the idea of sort of a scavenger hunt where they find books that connect to like a certain theme. For example, a book that talks about spring, or a book with a dog, or something like that. And instead of making it so the person that got everything on the list and read through all the books by the end of a certain amount of time, I would throw some sort of party to celebrate them reading so many different books, and give them a chance to share with their classmates and their friends and their, like, everyone that they know in their class, that like, to share all the books that they found. And I thought it would just be a fun way for everyone to be included, even those who didn't take part in the scavenger hunt, and it would give them a chance to have a prize or a fun day rather than just giving a single prize to a single student. So that's what I did for my final, and I hope that this video was good. Sorry if I seemed a little awkward.